discounts and rebates that fall in on tires. I mean, there's just not one program. Everybody pretty much does the same thing. The percentages may change from manufacturer to manufacturer, but essentially the process is the same for every manufacturer.
Mm-hmm. But in terms of so let me rephrase, but in terms of the actual price, by going to Michelin or Goodyear and telling them now we have doubled our volume, in terms of the actual cost, upfront cost, will that go down also or not? I mean, you would expect like 5%.
Well, I mean, again, you reach a diminishing returns point, right? So when we went from 250 to 500,000, we put ourselves in a position where we leapfrogged into almost think of it like the tax tables at the IRS, right? You leapfrog into the next tax bracket. Well, we leapfrogged into the next rebate bucket.
Yeah.
And when we went from 500,000 units to 1 million units, again, we probably leapfrogged in. But by the time we got much above about 1 million total units, they weren't leapfrogs anymore. They were just like, small little like rabbit hops. You know what I'm saying? So yes, we did get a little bit more, but it's not like if we went from 250 to 500,000 and we got, 5% additional rebate, when we went from 500,000 to 1 million, we might have also gotten another 3 to 5%. But going from 1 million to 2 million, we might have only gotten 2%, and going from 2 million to 3 million, we might have gotten only 1% more. I mean, because again, you're not going to keep doubling and doubling and doubling the money.
Yeah. So, can you speak to those ranges and rough rebates? For example, below 100,000, you have some from 100,000 to 250,000. You have some from 250 to 500. Is there? Can you put ranges and give some numbers?
Well, again, I mean, if from the manufacturer standpoint, typically somebody who's a multi-store chain. I mean, so I'm trying to think of how to put this in a perspective here for you. Okay, so a really well-run tire store. Okay, an individual, Dave's Tire Store. You're talking about maybe in the neighborhood of 40,000 total tires a year, 3,000 to 4,000 per month. Okay, there are probably some out there that are doing 6,000 tires a month. Up to say 70,000 a year. They might also be specialists in not only dealing with passenger cars and light trucks, but they could be doing, some type of a fleet service, for the or rider trucks or U-Haul or somebody like that. So, but a single store. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Somebody rang in on my phone, so I thought maybe that was you. So, so it would be rare to have an individual, a single store operation where the volume would be much greater than about 40 to maybe 45,000, closer to maybe. That's about it. I mean, that's total volume. What you'll see in those cases, in the single store ownerships, is that they're aligned with, say, a Goodyear or a Bridgestone. Not so much Michelin, but Goodyear or Bridgestone, where they will become an affiliated dealer. They're able to fly a sign on the outside that says Firestone or Bridgestone Firestone or maybe Goodyear. And you see a lot of independent tire stores that operate under the Goodyear flag, if you will. They're not really a Goodyear store, but they appear to be a Goodyear store. And there's certain requirements for them to follow, and operationally they've got to, do certain things a certain way and, adopt the Goodyear method for handling fleet customers and so forth. But they'll be aligned with one tire company, and 70 to 80% of their tire volume is going to come from that one company. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?